Superman and Lois Season 4 continues to evolve with a truly compelling storyline, taking the classic tale of Superman's death and giving it new life, exploring the mental and physical cost of survival. From intense family dynamics to the brutal confrontations with Lex Luthor, this season dives into territory no live-action Superman story has quite reached before. When we first saw Doomsday introduced in Season 3, a lot of fans were skeptical. After all, Doomsday's appearance usually signals Superman's death, something we've seen adapted in movies, animation, and comics. But Superman and Lois took it further by showing us not just the death, but the recovery process in a way that highlights Superman's vulnerability. After his heart transplant, thanks to his father-in-law Sam Lane, Superman is visibly weaker, slower, and, to put it bluntly, more human. For the first time, we see Superman grappling with a sense of mortality. His powers are fading, his hair is graying, and he's suddenly confronted with his own limitations. It's not about the physical loss of power, but the emotional impact that his recovery, or lack thereof, has on him and those closest to him. Now let's talk about Lex Luthor. This version of Lex is arguably one of the most layered interpretations we've ever seen. When he first appeared this season, his obsession with Superman and the Lane family felt a little one-dimensional. But in episode 6, everything changed. After reconnecting with his estranged daughter, Elizabeth, he's given a chance to let go of his revenge, to focus on something real. And yet, he rejects it. In that one decision, we see Lex in his purest form, not just a supervillain, but a father willing to sacrifice anything, even a relationship with his daughter, for his grudge. This is what makes Lex terrifying in this series. He's not only brilliant, but entirely devoid of empathy. He treats everyone around him as a pawn in his war against Superman, even people he once considered allies. After losing everything, he becomes a man with absolutely nothing left to lose, making him more dangerous than ever. What's truly special about this season is how the show uses Superman's vulnerability to build a stronger bond with the people of Smallville. Clark's mortality is no longer a secret. His sons and Lois have seen him at his lowest, and now Smallville itself rallies around him. In a heartwarming display of loyalty, even the locals protect his secret and reject Lex's bribes. This is a community that sees Superman not just as a hero, but as one of their own, especially now that he's weakened and in need of support. And it's these connections, this humanity, that become Clark's true superpower. While Lex has become increasingly isolated in his mission, Clark's strength comes from his ties to Smallville, his family, and his friends. It's a brilliant juxtaposition that the show has handled masterfully. As Superman's powers continue to weaken, we see his sons stepping up. Jonathan's powers finally start to emerge in a big way, while Jordan is left to grapple with his own sense of identity, passing his Superboy suit to Jonathan and questioning his role. These brothers, so different in their approaches, are both stepping into their father's shoes in their own ways, highlighting an exciting dynamic and potential future for the series. The tension between Jonathan and Jordan is compelling. Jonathan's confidence with his newfound powers contrasts sharply with Jordan's retreat from the superhero life. It's clear that the series is setting up these two for something major, possibly even filling their father's role someday. This dynamic between the Kent brothers brings a fresh energy to the show, and we can't wait to see where it goes. Then there's the climactic battle in episode 6, arguably one of the best fights the show has ever delivered. With Clark weakened and Lex prepared with red solar lights to dampen Superman's powers even more, the stakes couldn't be higher. The fight isn't just physical, it's emotionally charged, with both characters embodying everything they stand for. Lex, driven by rage and ego, and Superman, driven by a need to protect, even as he falters. Watching Clark come out on top, not through brute strength, but by sheer will and his enduring moral compass, was incredible. It's a testament to the show's writing that even in his weakest moments, Clark still exemplifies true strength. And though Lex is defeated, this isn't the end for him. If anything, his loss only sharpens his resolve, making him even more determined and dangerous. With Lex Luthor now pushed to his absolute limits, Superman's final season promises to be a high-stakes showdown, one that might redefine what it means to be a hero and a villain. Lex is more dangerous than ever, now fully unleashed with nothing holding him back. And for Superman, the question looms, can he continue to protect those he loves with his fading powers? This season has shown us a Superman who's more human than ever, and a Lex Luthor who is chillingly relentless. With only a few episodes left, the stakes have never been higher. Will Superman find a way to overcome his physical limits, or will the Kent brothers be forced to carry on his legacy? One thing's for sure. Superman and Lois has given us a season we won't forget anytime soon.